first question is about pathogen. Okay, cholera is caused by a type of organism that can be passed from one host to another. What is state the term used to describe a disease-causing organism? Pathogens. Why my pen is not working? Pathogen. Okay. The type of disease in which the disease-causing organism is passed from one host to another. Exactly. Transmissible. Are you writing answers? Okay. Next one. The disease causing organism that cause cholera is bacterium. Complete the table to tell the function. Okay. What is the function of ribosomes? Protein synthesis. Okay. Next one. The small ring of DNA that carries gene. So it's a ring. Plasmid. Okay. It controls the passage of substance into and out of the cell. Cell membrane. What is the function of cell wall? Correct. Provides support. Okay. Let's move to the next one. This is a figure of a cholera bacterium. You have to label what is Z. That's a flagella. Okay. The length of the bacterium is 100 millimeter. Use this value to calculate the actual length. Okay, magnification is given. What formula are you going to use? Okay. Image size over magnification. Okay, what's your answer? Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. Yes, the answer is 2. Next one. Use your knowledge of a type of specialized cell to suggest the name of structure Z and its function. Yeah, it's flagellum. Okay, and what's the function? Shall we write provide? No, allows movement. Okay, let's move to the next question. The binomial name of this type of bacterium is Vibrio cholera. State the genus of this type and one advantage of using the binomial system. How to write it? Correct. Okay, and what's the advantage of using this system? Oh, universal. I have again written the international. Universal name, scientific name that is used worldwide. Okay. How the presence of bacteria of this type in human cause diarrhea, one of the symptoms of cholera. You have to tell the whole process for 4 mark, like the whole process. Okay. Take your time. Write the points and then tell me. Okay. Okay. Good. So the bacteria releases toxin and it would produce chloride ions, and those would move into the lumen of small intestine. As a result, the water will also move into the small intestine from higher water potential to lower water potential through the osmosis, and it would result in diarrhea. Good. Okay. Next one. An animal is given. The reindeer lives in the area of Arctic where there are no trees. In some months of the year, the reindeer eat mostly grasses, ferns, and mosses. So these are not actually the actual plants, the ferns and mosses. These are, you can say, there's few categories of plants. So these are very simple plants. Reindeer are eaten by wolves and brown bears. Construct a food web. Yes. Okay. 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 I have made arrows in a direction of how the energy is transferred. It's like flow of energy, right? So energy is transferred from grasses to reindeer and then reindeer to wolves. Okay? Okay. Okay. So half of the mark would be deducted. Okay. In other months of the year, the reindeer is an alternative source of food. Okay, the alternative source is lignin. Okay, what is it? It's a type of carbohydrate. Reindeers are only animals that are able to digest this. What are the chemical elements of this? If it's a this. Now you, okay, huh? Okay, yes, it's a carbohydrate. So carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Okay, let's move to the next part. Uh, Stay one advantage of the reindeer of eating food that contains lignin. Like if it's a carbohydrate, what can be the advantages? Good. Okay, if not energy, then if they have asked about, like, if they ask you to write two, then extra carbohydrates are converted into, or extra glucose is converted into, exactly, glycogen and then fats. So it can be stored in the organism or whatever animal. Okay, use your knowledge of how cell function is controlled to suggest why other animals are not able to digest this one. Okay, they don't have the genes or alleles for that code for the enzyme. Good. Codes for the enzyme digesting lignin. And this is the second point. First one is they don't have those genes or alleles. Second point is that codes for the enzyme digesting the lignin. Okay. No, there are 2 points. Okay. Next question is, okay. We have the blood vessels, PQRSTU. Okay, if they are entering the lungs, what would be the general term uses for P, R, and T? What type of blood vessel is this? Good. They will all be arteries, and these are all veins. Okay. Okay. Identify each of the following blood vessel. What is Q, R, and U? Pulmonary vein. Renal what? Renal? Artery, okay. No, simple, simple. Okay. Hepatic portal vein is the one which connects the small intestine with the liver. Okay, so this is only hepatic vein. Okay, compare the structure of Q and R. Now Q is vein and R is an artery. You need to compare their structure. Like you have to give at least three comparisons. What these can be? Oh, what is the comparison? Veins, 10 volts. Okay, okay, okay. Correct. So veins have thinner walls as compared to arteries. Veins have valves to prevent the backflow of blood, but arteries do not have to prevent backflow of blood, but arteries do not have. Okay, and the last one was the lumen, right? Veins have wider lumen, while arteries have narrow lumen. Okay, what other differences can be written? What about the flexibility, elasticity, elasticity? Arteries have elastic muscle, elastic muscles to withstand the pressure, while the veins are non-elastic. Okay. Next question. Explain each one of the following. Blood in vessel S have a lower concentration of urea than blood in vessel R. So vessel S is basically renal vein. So renal vein has less concentration of urea than artery. Let me write renal vein and renal artery. Now compare it. What would we write? Yes, yes. So from renal artery, the blood enters into kidney. Okay, then good, good. Filtered into Bowman's capsule, or we can say the glomerulus and glomerulus. Okay, then this is point number two. Filtered, exactly, filtered out. So renal vein has less urea concentration. Okay, good. Next point. Blood in vessel U sometimes has a higher concentration of glucose than blood vessel in T. So what is U and what is T? Okay. U is the hepatic vein and T is hepatic artery. So this one is artery and this is vein. Okay. Coming or going to the liver. Okay, it's related to liver. Okay, why U has higher concentration of glucose than blood in artery? Why vein has a higher glucose than artery? It is related to, you can say, the, yes, U has a higher glucose. Okay, it's related to liver. What's the function of liver? Uh huh. Uh huh. Uh huh. Zero mark in this one, in this answer. You'll get zero mark in this answer. Okay. So the function of liver is to convert glycogen to glucose. It's opposite. That's why the vein has higher concentration of glucose than artery. So you would write that when in fasting, on when the glucose concentration decreases in blood, the liver would convert glycogen to glucose. So as a result, it passes out of the liver, or which passes out of the liver, and the blood would have higher concentration of glucose. That's why vein have um yes, you can mention. But when we talk about here, okay, why I'm not mentioning glucagon or insulin, because that are produced by pancreas, not by liver. Okay, that's why I'm not mentioning those hormones of pancreas. Here we are talking about liver, so let's focus on liver, that it converts the glycogen into the glucose. You can also tell the process, that by which process the glucose is converted into glycogen is converted into glucose. It's a simple reaction which is known as hydrolysis. Okay, it passes out of liver into blood or veins. Okay, so it would have more glycogen. Okay, next is related to fish. It's a Siamese fish of a fresh water, and location of the organ that can be filled with atmospheric air, and it has large colorful fins. Okay, then the different pH are given, and with the pH the solubility, with the increase in pH the solubility increases. That's a general trend that we can look at in the periodic table, oh sorry, in the graph. So okay, another graph is given. I guess we have done this question. I don't know why it feels like, but still we can do it. Okay, figure 4.3 shows the effect of changing temperature. Now, if you look at the temperature, if the temperature increases, the oxygen solubility decreases. Okay, now use the information from both graphs to explain how the condition in which these fish may be challenging. So, change in pH is this, and this one is this. You have to explain. It's not about description. You don't have to give values, just give that description, or just explain why is this happening or what can be useful. Okay, 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 okay. Wait. You would say that oxy, uh, oxygen is more oxygen is available when the pH is high. Okay, but at the same time less oxygen is available when the temperature is high. Okay, now if we want to relate it, we can say when the temperature is high or the pH is low, that is challenging, right? pH is low or temperature is high. Let me write, pH is low, temperature is high. So this one is challenging. Why? Because less oxygen is available at, what is the lower pH? 6.9 pH and 40 degree Celsius. Okay, now if less oxygen is available, what is the challenge? Okay, they don't have enough oxygen. What is the challenge then? If a fish is not getting enough oxygen, okay, correct. What sort of metabolic reactions? It's simple. Aerobic respiration. There would be lesser aerobic respiration, lesser production of energy. Okay? Okay. Now, we have told the lower ones, okay, when the oxygen availability is low. When would be the oxygen availability high? Okay. When pH increases and the temperature get lowers and the temperature decreases, the oxygen availability is high, right? If you want to give the values, because they have given the information, you can write it, but your main focus should be on explanation. Okay, you can write it, but don't like write the whole thing like 3 mark description. Just give a single point. Okay, this is the highest value, this is the lowest value. Just like this, as we have mentioned, the 6.9 pH or 40 degrees Celsius, we can also mention when the pH increases to 8.2 and the temperature decreases to 15 degrees Celsius. Okay, this is how we code the data now. Okay, let's move to the next question. Explain the advantages of Siamese fighting fish also having this organ. Now, which organ that is filled with air? Okay, that is similar to human lung and it can take air from the atmosphere. Now, what is the advantage of this one? So, it has a structure similar to human lungs. So, when it comes out of the water, it can still take air from the atmosphere. How is this beneficial or give advantage to this fish? Okay, let's say when the okay, 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 you'll tell because you are going to be marked. Okay, correct. So when there is less oxygen available in water, it can still take in air from the sorry, when there is less oxygen available in water, it can take the air from the atmosphere. Okay, then this is point number one. Aerobic respiration, correct. Then y- okay, I'm waiting for other 2 points. Okay. Yes, you can. You can. Conditions. Release more energy. Okay. So point number one is it is useful in the condition when the oxygen is low in water. So it can take air from atmosphere, uh, or you can also say for gaseous exchange is still possible in the air or in the atmosphere. Okay. Then this oxygen is used for aerobic respiration to release energy for various functions. Let's say. Okay. So these are your 4 points. Okay, this is first one, this is second one, this is third one, and this is fourth one. Okay, exactly. Next one. The name start. Okay, it has 42 chromosomes in each diploid cells. The name structure in which each diploid cell that contains the chromosome. Okay, which structure contains the chromosome? Nucleus. The type of nuclear division? Yeah, meiosis. The number of chromosome in each gamete of Siamese fish. Yes, yes. 21, correct. It would be half. Okay, suggest how the process of selective breeding is very important question coming in like almost all papers. All papers. Natural selection or selective breeding. Okay. In Siamese fighting fish can be used to produce these desirable features. Yes. Yes. Just give a like general overview, like any desirable feature, like what can be done. Okay, they have said that it has a dramatic shape and color. The fins are very like colorful and big. Okay. Okay, artificial selection. Okay, done by human. Okay, desirable features. Okay, good, good. Under controlled environment, interbreeding or the crossbreeding is done. Okay, then good. We would choose the offspring with the best features. Good, best features, and then interbreed them over many generations to get the desirable result. Repeated breeding over many generations to get desired results. Good.